chefs, how's it going, and welcome to Sweet Willy's Kitchen. Today we're going to do something that was requested by a fan of ours. She had a love for fettuccine Alfredo. However, with some issues with the preparation with her hands, she needed something quick and easy that she could whip this up. So I did a little research on all recipes and I found a nice Alfredo sauce that we're going to use. Man cannot live on Alfredo sauce alone, so we need some chicken to go with the pasta. So we'll put this together and we'll see how this thing comes out. So what I did at first, what we did was we put our water boiling because we're going to make the pasta. We'll also put the oven on to 350 degrees because what we're going to do is we're going to cook up some of these chicken tenders. We're going to start them off in the frying pan, and then once they get a little sear on them, we're going to finish them off in the oven. And while that's going on, we'll be able to make the pasta and the fettuccine sauce. So without further ado, let's start it. We've got our regular bowl that we're using here, okay? And I've got the chicken tenders, the chicken tenders, the tenderloin or whatever. And what we're doing is we got a pound of these little fellers. So what we're going to do is we're going to put them in a bowl, and we're going to coat them with a little bit of olive oil. And I like to use seasoned salt. There's a particular seasoned salt out there on the market that is very useful. Okay, I'm going to take some olive oil. We're just going to coat this with about an eighth of a cup, a couple tablespoons. Okay, and then let me get my tongs out here, and then sprinkle a little salt just to cover the tenders. Okay. All right. Mix this up. Make sure the tenders are nice and seasoned. There we go. One more zap. Okay. And then we've got our frying pan, and we're going to put this a little bit of olive oil, just enough to cover it. And then we'll put our heat to medium right now. Okay. The oil is dancing around the pan, so that means it's up to temperature. So we're just going to put these in here. I'm going to do these about a minute aside, just enough to get them started and browned out. All right. We'll flip them over. You can see they're starting to brown a little bit. All right. We'll put them in let these on this side for a minute. So we're going to cook them on both sides. We're going to sear them on both sides, and then we're going to flip them back to the original side, and then we'll stick them in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. Not that long. Okay, now the water started to boil. And this sauce is only going to take less than 10 minutes to cook, and we're using fettuccine, so it's going to take about 11 minutes to cook fully. So we're going to take the fettuccine and stick it in that water. So while that's cooking, we can start the sauce. So I got this recipe from All Recipes, and it's going to call for 1 cup of butter. That's 2 sticks of butter. And we're going to put the heat on medium so we don't burn anything. So we're going to put the butter in. We're going to use 2 full sticks of butter. Next, they're going to call for 3/4 of a pint of heavy cream. Now, I don't know why they just didn't say 12 ounces. So while the butter's melting, what we're going to use, it calls for 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream. 3/4 of a pint, which is 12 ounces. I forgot to get heavy cream. So we're going to get 12 ounces of milk. Should be fine. This is where you would add any black pepper, but if you wanted black pepper. I'm not a big fan of black pepper in a cheese sauce, so you could use white pepper, but I assume it's not. Then keep stirring until everything's fully melted. The two cheeses we're going to use will be Romano and Parmesan. We went pre-grated. The stuff is very fresh, so it's freshly grated. So there's a bit of a cheat. So if perhaps you don't have the right grater or what have you to grate the cheese, this would be a very good way to fly. So what we're going to do is use 3/4 of a cup of Romano. About 3/4. And 1/2 cup of the Parmesan. Okay, so there's our cheese. Let that incorporate. Okay, we're back. Let's put this all together now. Some nice bite-sized pieces. And put that in the bowl. Take our pasta. Put that in the bowl. Get that mixed up with the chicken. All that nice cheesy goodness here. Dump it all in. Mix that up and let that settle. Okay. What we're going to do is I'm going to let this set for a while. Let all the flavors get nice and incorporated. So I'm going to wait about 10 minutes. I'm going to let this get down to temperature, because we're not going to eat this right away, because it really is too hot to be eating. So we're going to let this get down to temperature so we can actually enjoy it. So let's wait about 10 minutes. Okay, we're back. So things have gotten a little more easier to handle. So I'm going to give it another mix. It's still got a little steam coming off it, but I'm looking forward to trying this here. So we got our plate. Perhaps make sure we got some chicken. Make sure we got some fettuccine. You know, this is a bit. I bet this will taste good the day after. Yeah, there we go. All right. Take a little parsley, a little cover, and there you go. In fact, I'm going to taste it right now, so they don't keel over. Oh yeah, I like this. All right. So, fettuccine Alfredo with chicken tenders. All together and all for you. I want to thank everyone who's been watching, and I want to thank everybody who subscribed. And please comment. I want to know what you'd like to see put together here in Sweet Willy's kitchen. So, for Sweet Willy and my fettuccine Alfredo, I thank you, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.